going to debrief our sessions today, and let's start with Zaria, who, by the way, clearly, happy birthday!
Adulthood's coming.
Don't
We
say
love
that.
you.
Don't say that.
We would sing, but I don't know that we can be trusted to do that. So tell us about your session.
Okay, so today I was working with I'm not going to even try to pronounce because I don't want to butcher it. And then I forgot her name. I feel so bad. And then Jaden. Oh, there's so much going on. But they were all working on quiz corrections. So the two over here were working on quiz 3, and she was working on quiz 2. So we started up while the computers were like loading, because you know these computers are slow.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about like how they liked the book or what they thought about the book so far if they didn't read all of it, and then we were talking about what the quiz corrections look like, and then so she first looked at the questions, and then they both looked at the questions, and then they picked out which questions they wanted to do, and she wanted to compare and contrast. So she told me she needed some time to look through, like skim the part of the book that it was like, because you know they had the certain pages to see which characters were talked about in there. So she did that, and then I talked with these two, and she told me that she didn't quite understand one of the questions, like the question that she wanted to do, like she kind of understood it but kind of didn't. So we talked about it a little bit, like what was it asking, and then she chose to do like contrasting, like the differences between the two male figures in the book and how it affects Kimberly.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jaden wanted to do the prompt about Jaja and how his character changes throughout the novel.
Mm-hmm.
And so then just going back and forth and working on their thesis statements. And Jaden's coming after school, and they both said they want to come back tomorrow.
So if looking at our after school board today, we do have pretty full slots for the first and the second session. So I think it's really good that you all are asking if they want to come back after school. If they are committed to coming back after school, actually take the time to have them register, because we are really full these days. And Jaden is our like #1 client. He's here morning, noon, and night. So we're offering him a lot of support. That's really good. Okay, Damiante, tell us about your session.
I think I had a really good session today, especially because I feel like I'm beginning to learn how to like alter the way I interact with clients so they're like more comfortable. Like for each client, I don't really act the same depending on like their like the way they interact with other people. So like I feel like my client, he was like really outgoing and stuff, and so like I don't know, like just the way I was interacting with him, I feel like it helped him work better, like as if I was like his friend helping him and not like a tutor and being like super strict about what we have to get done. And so he told me that he wanted to do a quiz 2 retake, focusing on pages 71 and 139, but he read the whole book, so it was easy for us to like start to do. But he didn't like have a firm understanding of his PO and OELI, so we went over that, and then we went over characterization, because in the option that he chose, he has to like compare and contrast 2 characters of his choosing, and then talk about like their reactions to religion, like other than their own. And so he chose Papa and Auntie Fioma, and he was talking about how they're like very different from each other. But like actually getting down their characteristics, he wasn't like sure how to put in the forms of like sentences. So we were working on that, and then we actually got to his OELI, and we were doing that, and then we ran out of time, so I signed him up for an after school session.
Okay.
He's coming at 2:50, and like I told him to like he needs to be here because like he really wants to get it done. And so he said that he's just gonna come like right after his last period class and come. I told him that I wasn't gonna be here, and he was like upset I wasn't gonna be his tutor, but I'm just like, the other tutors will like help you just as well as I will, so like you'll be good. I just think that this session is teaching me how to interact better.
I love that. That is so sweet. So you're adjusting and acclimating to each different client. And you can do that. And you can also like feel free to let your personality shine. You don't have to be super strict and formal every single time. It's about like making a connection with your client. So who is your client? What's your client's name?
His name is Caden Reeves.
Okay, so you said said you sign him up? Because I don't
Yeah.
see him on the afternoon schedule, and I just refreshed.
He should be the third client for the 250 through 310.
We have them on the board, and he's not on there, so let's check in. I'll find a spot for him. Sometimes we just have some technical difficulties, so. Okay, good job. So, Jayla, why do you look like that?
What?
I don't know. Sad, tired, defeated. What's wrong?
It's fine, I'm good.
Okay.
I had a returning client, her name is Sonia Abria. She wanted to go over a paper for government from Ms. Khan. It was like an article and some questions, and she just needed help for comprehension. I think it's informative, and it was about federalism and abortions. I think it was like anti and then not anti. So she just needed help with the time. It was like a timeline for the first question. She just needed help with that and how you can like, I guess like you can just set it up and how it's supposed to be right or whatever, and like how you can describe it, because once you read the article, it'll tell you like before, like it says Planned Parenthood versus Casey, and if you read the sentence before, it would say like describe it, and then it says 1991 and stuff. So I'm teaching her how to do that, and yeah, we only got through question 1 going on 2. We finished 2. I just said, and then the bell rang. I just said maybe you should look up, federalism and what it is, and like what they support and what they do not support. Because I think she said she read the article, but it makes it like she did. Like I was just like, you didn't have to, you're not allowed, but like you just keep it 100.
Yeah.
So she said she read it, but I think it was just comprehension. And I was just like, all right, just look up the question 2 and see what you see. And then I said she can come after school. Not after school, she can come in lunch tomorrow because I know we got busy. So I was like, I don't know. I don't know if they're like fully busy, but you can still make an appointment. But
Yeah.
the safest day is just to come after throughout lunch.
And this is the second time, at least the second time that you've had like a history client, right? So I'm glad that you had that because you're very familiar with it. Is everyone familiar with how to make sure to sign up their client for an after-school session? Everybody knows how to get to the website. Everyone knows how to sign them up. Because when your session first started, I thought I heard that.
Yeah, he wanted to come
To come
after
out of
school
school.
first, but
Yeah.
I asked him if he can do one now and after school.
Smart. Good job. Good thinking. Okay. Good job, Jayla. Thank you. Sasha.
So I had 2 clients. One was a returning client. It was actually Kayla's client from last time. So they knew each other pretty well. They greeted each other. That was nice. But anyway, so all he had to do was finish up his peel paragraph, which was easy, and he already had his evidence and everything. So all we worked on was the analysis and the link, and we finished with only 3 minutes left of the session. So I told him he can just chill or whatever. And then my other client, she was really quiet. She spoke so soft, and I had to like lean in to hear her. But that's okay. So I kind of like dimmed down a little bit for her, cause Tyler, he's like outgoing. So I had to like keep switching up. But anyway, so Tyler, what's her name? Alexia. She finished her thesis statement and her points. All she has to do is finish up her evidence and all that good stuff.
Oh yeah, so Alexia was here yesterday. She was here after school and she worked with Wesley. So he probably got her to that point. And I wonder why she didn't take the assignment away. Did she have it with her? Or did you get it from the tray?
I think she was working on a whole new.
Oh, a whole new one. Okay, cool. I'm glad that you had the client stay, with even a couple of minutes left. Yesterday we had a tutor tell a client that they could leave a little early. Just to clarify, we want to hold our clients till the end of the session because it is lunch, so we should have them here during that time rather than like wandering around. Kayla, tell me about your session.
So my client's name was Jalen Jones. He's a pretty quiet person. He didn't really need too much help. All he just needed was some quiet time to write. He said he was gonna come back after school tomorrow for lunch. All he needed, we got down his thesis and his peel paragraph, and the first part of his peel paragraph, I asked him how many paragraphs he wanted to do, so he said he wanted to do 3 paragraphs. therefore I suggested that he needs to find 2 more pieces of evidence and link them right back to the thesis that he created.
Good job. So there are 2 things. One, I saw that you graded Sasha's client. I thought that was really nice because you had worked together before, and that's really a nice gesture. The other thing to remember is just to make sure you're sitting in the middle seat so that your client can sit next to you rather than across from you, because that just fosters more kind of like partnership in your session. So make sure you get into that center seat and have your client sit next to you, or if they're sitting somewhere else already, just move yourself over so that you could be working side by side. Okay, collaborative. All right, Abigail.
My session was really good. He it wasn't his first time in the writing center. So like I had to go back to the bin and stuff like that and grab his paper. But like he did most of his work and everything. He just had to find like the evidence. And then after he found the evidence, we looked over his like paragraph because it wasn't exactly in like the format that it was supposed to be in, like the Peel format with the OELI claim statement. So we just went over that. We didn't really get to finish it though. Like we didn't really get to that point yet. But I just kind of like told him that we have like the writing or like the website and stuff like that, and has like the resources, and that he could like always go ahead. And I just like wrote down like stuff that he could like. I just gave him like tips when he was like leaving, but overall like it was a productive session.
Okay, good job. I'm wondering why we still have so many incomplete
Well, that was like a while ago.
paragraphs. Yeah. I'm thinking, should we disseminate them? Should we give them back to the teachers at this point? Anything that's in the bottom tray? So what I'll do is I'll just organize them according to teacher, and then we'll just send that work back, because who knows if those clients are ever coming back, and they should at least have that with them.
Well, the two of the 2 that I had, the 3 I had today put theirs in there because Jaden put his in there because he said he didn't trust himself to bring it back with him. And she said she didn't trust herself because she's coming tomorrow doing lunch, so she didn't want to lose it.
Okay, so
But they're
in
at the
that
very
case.
top of the bottom.
Okay, so in that case, yeah, of course, if they want to leave it, they can, but for the ones that I think are incomplete and those clients are long gone, I'm gonna return them just so we have a kind of a clean tray. Just a couple of announcements before we go off to write our session report forms. We are supposed to be out of the center tomorrow because there is going to be another workshop in here. So we'll be going to Miss Sampson's room. We can meet, yeah,
We won't be at
the
that.
financial advising, yeah.
Be there for like till 11:55.
Yeah, so, well, let's just meet out in front of the center, cause I think there will be people in here, and then we'll relocate ourselves. And then is anybody on the board from this section for today? Nope, not for this afternoon, but we continue to be busy, so if you do encourage your client to come back after school, make sure that there's a spot for them, and make sure that you sign them up, because otherwise they'll come here and it'll be full, like it's been the last several days, okay? Yes,
Okay, Thursday,
yeah,
you know, Hall of Fame is Friday.
Right.
I'm in the choir.
okay, right,
And Mr. Smith,
right.
I told him I don't know if I can, you know, I think he's gonna email me because I know it's a mandatory
Of course.
rehearsal Thursday, so I don't know if I can.
Oh, for after school? Okay, so let's look at after school. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, luckily, we have 4 people rather than 3, so we should be okay. But you know we've been busy, so ideally, find yourself a replacement. And then if it's, Sasha, look at you. Look at this, teamwork makes the dream work. Thank you, Sasha. All right, so I'm adding Sasha to the list for Thursday. That swaps you out, so you know at some point in the world you can return the favor to Sasha.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
Okay, thank you everybody. Let's go write our SRFs.